Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Passion to Profession podcast. Very excited today because we are speaking with the wonderful Kirsten Haglund. Kirsten, how are you?
I am wonderful, Dan. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm super excited to be here.
Woohoo! Nice. I'm excited as well. I'm very excited because just before we went live, Kirsten told me that not only has she found her ideal customer, she's also fired her nightmare customers. So we're going to learn all about why it's such a huge deal to find that ideal customer. Guys, Kirsten is a fitness instructor from Ontario, Canada, founded the app Push Fitness and did her launch just 2 weeks ago. Has now got 14 clients, actually 13 after the fired one we're going to talk about, and is just crushing it, guys. So very excited to dive in and learn all about your journey and see how we can learn, how the community can learn and take what you've done forward. So first question is a little bit of an intro. Why was it into yourself, and also why was it the right time for you to launch an app?
So, intro to myself, I've been teaching. I've had my own business now with fitness for 6 years. I've been with the fitness industry for over 17. And when COVID struck, I lost my gym. So it was a quick, what are we going to do? What can I do? We were actually in Florida visiting my dad, and we came home, and I have clients that they pay monthly. My clients have always paid monthly. So that was something that I loved the way that you presented yourself, but that's for to talk further. And they had paid for the month of March. They knew that I was on vacation, but coming home, originally we were supposed to come home from Florida, go back into the gym, and I would have continued teaching for the rest of the month. And I said to my husband, Rob, I said, we have to do something. I have to go live on Facebook, which I had never done. I'm 45 years old. I've always been old school. Like, I'm right there in front of people. I can watch them. I see their form. But I said, people have paid me for this month. We have to go. So he was like, okay, I'm in. My husband he's not shy at all. So he got on camera with me. We figured it out. We got blocked. Of course, music was playing, videos were blocked, but it worked. People did what they could do, and it worked. And it was probably, I'd have to look back, Dan. It was over 37 days ago. It was probably about 8 weeks ago. My husband worked Saturday mornings, and it was literally 6 a.m. and browsing through Instagram, and you popped up. You just popped up, and I was like, your personality was like, boom. And I'm pretty sure we probably have some connections to different people in the industry that, motivation. And I know you mentioned Tony Robbins, and he's like right here for me. And you were like, oh my God, it's like another Tony Robbins. And you had your intro to this app, the whole webinar and the series, it was starting in like 20 minutes. And I was like, well, it's 6 a.m. It's a perfect time for me to do it on a Saturday morning. So I watched it, signed up, and I thought, this is something that hopefully could take me to that next level. I really didn't know what you were going to say or where it was going to go. You presented it great. The price was more than fair, and you made it where we could break it down and do payments, which was awesome. So that's how it kind of started. And I just jumped right in. Like, I loved how you presented it. You can do this in 30 days. You can do it in 45 days. So it's kind of what works best for all of you leading into this. So that's what really, really appealed to me, being so busy as it is. And then my goal with it is to get to the point where I can build the app so I can free up some more time. Right now, like I mentioned to Dan before we started, I start my day at 4:30 in the morning. I do 2 live classes through Zoom at 6 a.m. and 9:30. And then the rest of the day, I'm doing virtual personal training. I do have a couple people that come into my home. And that's so basically 5 in the morning until 6:30 at night. And I've got 3 amazing daughters and an amazing husband. And if I can just free up a little bit of time, as much as I love what I do, that's where this building my own app was like, oh my gosh, this would be life-changing.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, and I'm really excited to help you on that journey. Let's talk a little bit about your results. What did you charge? How many clients did you get?
Okay, so another thing I loved that you said, and it was, I don't remember what part of the series it was, but you talked about you could charge $197. You could charge, $99, but why not charge $397? And, that came up in our worksheets, and you laid it out. Everything was just laid out so perfect. I mean, I know you're brilliant. You have got a great, brilliant team behind you, but I love the simplicity of following this program, right? Don't try and change the wheel. This is laid out so great. And so I was like, $397. That just sounds like a good number, right? Even when you're listing a home or a condo, they'll say like, $199. So the $397, I'm like, I'm going to go for it. I've got nothing to lose. And like you said, aim for 5. So I thought, okay, I'm going to aim for 5. And then the 5 was like right away. And then I thought I'm going to aim for 10. And I knew just with what I do in my life, I didn't want to go more than 15. So I ended up accepting 14. So at that point, when all their payments, and a great thing I learned, Dan, from you was to say to them right at the beginning, is there anybody else that needs to sit in on this conversation? And I'm sure so many fitness people, and even anything, whether it's music, everything, the easiest way out for people is to say, I've got to ask my husband, I've got to ask my wife, I've got to ask my partner, I've got to ask my mom, my dad, whoever it is. So you laying that out for me was brilliant. I had, out of the 14, I had 4 husbands sitting on conversations, and all of them paid right away. Because like you said, nobody's going to sell it better than I can. They see it, I see it. I mean, your Instagram ad was short, but I knew, I'm like, this guy is going to get me where I need to go with my business. So 14 people. And then, yes, Dan mentioned I did fire 1.
Okay, awesome. So guys, if you do the maths, that's, I think, over $5,000 within like a very short period of time, which is so exciting. If you're here live and you think that's exciting, give us a big fat 10 in the comments. I see a bunch of you already, which is very exciting. Sabrina, Michael, Liam from the team who organizes the podcast. Thank you, Liam. Sabrina. Oh, I said Sabrina already. A bunch of you guys. So comment a big fat 10 in the comments if you think over 5K is very exciting as a first step, right? Just a couple of weeks ago. And so tell me, why did you fire this person? What happened?
So in the transformation call, which again, I loved that idea, right? I mean, the way that you set up our, to do our hype posts on Facebook, it was great. And that got a lot of people right away. But the transformation call with the script, everything that you laid out, and yes, I tweaked it to be more directed to what I was looking for. This person, she was excited, but she also kind of let it in there. Well, I'm also kind of joining to see if I can learn from you to help grow my business, which I'm all about helping. I've got no issues with that. But the bottom line came down to it that by the end of the first week, I could see that she really wasn't focused on her fitness, on eating healthy. She really didn't want to put any effort into the meal plan that I had organized. And as you've said, right, we build a community with these people, whether it's 5, 3, 10, 15 people, and it was bringing the high energy down. So I reached out to her virtually just through Zoom. And I said to her, unfortunately, I don't feel like this is a good fit for you. And I would like to give you a full refund. And that was something in all my years of teaching I've never done. We've all experienced difficult people and we're like, oh, I need the money, especially in these times. I've got to just deal with them and suck it up. But it was very empowering. And you know what? I think it took her aback a little bit, but in the end, I know that she walked away remembering that I made her feel respected and she got her money back. So she's not going to go around and tell people, well, I signed up for this thing and it wasn't what I thought and I wasted my money. She's going to go out and tell people this is what happened with Kirsten, but she followed through. It wasn't the best fit and I got my money back. So there's no hard feelings. And now our group, just the energy is like right where it needs to be. And that's what I want always for my clients.
Yeah, that's super cool. I also heard from a sales coach, Jack, oh God, I'm the worst with names. A very famous sales coach from the US. He said like the highest form of selling is when you turn people away or you refer people on to others if they're not right for you. And so the fact that you're willing to do that, I believe will actually turn you into like, enable you to be much more successful. If you're like trying to like with a scarcity mindset, hold on to every last, it's not going to work. So I absolutely love that. I think it's really cool. So a bunch of people getting involved in the conversation. Please ask your questions if you have them for Kirsten, because we are live and you can ask and I can bring you into the conversation. So yeah, Leah said, great move to part ways in a respectful way. Yeah, and Anna had a similar thing where she fired a client as well, which is, so it's great that you guys are sticking to your integrity. I love that. When you spoke to Liam, when we were setting up this whole thing, you said you would love to talk about why it's been a real important thing for you to define your dream client. Why is that?
So again, going with my business, I've always said, I want to help everybody. And I can't help everybody. I'm not going to be the person that a 24-year-old gentleman who wants to become a massive bodybuilder is going to come to. That's not my expertise. I know weight training. I've taken courses for all of the above, but for me, that was a huge breakthrough. 99% of my clients the last 6 years with Push are women that are mothers. They are women that are hard work, like work full time, and they just have a small amount of time in their day. They're mostly between the ages of 35 and 48. And so when you said niche it down, that was a game changer for me, right? There's so many people in this world. There's so many wonderful, amazing experts in fitness, and I'm not going to be the right fit for everybody. And that to me was a huge game changer. So that was for me to be able to niche that down and find that dream client. And then that hype post, right? Are you a mother? Do you work full time? Are you tired of being tired? Are you tired of feeling this, this, and this, and this? That script and that outline that you gave us was the perfect attention grabber, right? I always thought I was doing it right. Well, I'm going to post this. Come to me. I'll help you get these, reach this goal and this goal and this goal. But that's not what catches people's attention. You've got to reach out to that inner person. And I'm a mom. I've been there. I've been in that situation where I'm feeling overweight. I'm feeling tired. I'm not eating the right foods. And so those women, those people can relate to me. And then every so often their husbands might join in because they'll see my husband do some live videos with me. So then that's just a bonus.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. It's so cool. You're clearly resonating with one dream customer. So like lean into that. And it makes perfect sense. What was your sort of biggest aha or the biggest like sort of learning as you went through this process that maybe was counterintuitive? Maybe you would have done it differently had you have not, gone through a process like this? Well,
for sure was taking people's money before I was even fully all set up and laid out. Like that to me, and you said it, you're like this, you're going to think this is crazy. And I was like, this is crazy. So I'm taking these clients on and I don't actually have, it's not ready to go. And they're not going to be like, okay, I'm clicking on this app and here I go. And it's boom, boom, boom. But you're so right. And I can see how they appreciate that I'm valuing their input. And that's a growing thing for me too, because I don't like criticism. I've always overthink things. And my husband says, I overanalyze and I take things way too personal. Whereas this is teaching me to just take the feedback. There was one day where I was recording an ab workout and the camera was too far away. And one of my clients, who's fantastic, she said, Kirsten, I don't want to offend you, but next time if you can bring the camera a little bit closer and just angle it down a little bit better, it'll make it that much better. And I was like, I didn't take it personal. I wasn't taking it as a negative. It was so great. So that going forward, that's going to help that many more people. So that was right. Let's get the clients and they're going to help you grow this, but they're going to pay you to help me. So that was huge. That's my biggest aha for sure.
I love that. Okay, cool. And also I'm curious to know, because I really love the energy you bring to this, and you wake up at ridiculous o'clock in the morning and you work all the time. And I know that, everyone has to earn a living. I do understand that. But why do you do that over anything else? Like, what is your why other than the money?
My why is I love it when someone sends me a message and they say, I just did my first full push-up on my toes. I love it when I can see the joy on someone's face when they tell me that they were able to go for a run for a straight 10 minutes. I wake up, I get in an ice cold shower, you do that cold water plunge and you go. And some of my people think that I'm absolutely insane for that. But I know that also makes them think. And I know that they think, okay, if Kirsten can do it, maybe I can do it too. And that to me, and it's been put out there, Macklemore says it in his song, if you do what you love, you're never going to work a day in your life. And I love what I do. And I just want more and more people to feel so good about themselves. I want people to feel that energy when they wake up in the morning, right? Your motion is your emotion. So just keep moving. And it's been said by, the great Tony Robbins. I love it. Yeah. But I say it every single day. So I just want people to move. I want people to move and to feel alive, because there's way too many people in this world that would give anything to get out of a hospital bed, that would give anything to get out of bed, that physically cannot. So for me, that's my driving force outside of, yes, the money for my family, because one day my dream is I want to have a fitness facility in Costa Rica where I just open the doors and it's free. It's free of charge for all the people in the world that cannot afford it, because there's so many people in this world, they don't know how to have proper form. They don't know how to exercise. They don't even know where to start. So that's my goal one day, is that I'm going to have that facility and I'm going to just give it away for free, because my app that I've built with Passion Dan has reached so many people that I'll be able to do that.
Oh, I'm so excited to help you get there. That's such a cool goal. I love that. I've got Anna in the comments in all caps saying, I love that. I love that you love what you do so much that it's tattooed on your arm.
Push right there. And
I didn't
what
know.
actually stands for is persist until success happens.
There you go. I love it. Can you tell me, like, did you have any hard moments on that journey where you were considering not persisting until success happens? Like, what was the toughest moment?
So toughest moment, I mentioned a little bit to Dan as he was just like logging in for us to go live here, is technology is not my strongest suit at all. And I'm still just fine tuning on my app, on the web app, is getting my videos in there. And I mean, your team is so great. I have another onboarding next week to just help me with a little bit of those things, because that's where I'm like, oh gosh, I think you even said it, Dan, at one point in one of the videos, and you talked about like, look, you might be considering, I'm just going to go back to just doing my Zoom right now. I'm going to go back to just going live and just doing this. And I'm just going to push this aside. I'm not giving up, but that's where my struggle's been. It's just, okay, Kirsten, this isn't your strongest, but I've got people around me that are really great with that. My husband's great. So we've watched, and the how to use Passion.io, it's fantastic. Like, and I said it quickly to Liam, but you can reiterate it to him again. He's great. Like those quick little videos. So go back for those refreshers. You know, when you're feeling lost, go back to those. I've gone back to them multiple times and they've helped me. I'm like, oh wait, this widget is going to help me with this. And then there was the one time, it wasn't letting me go to publish. And one of your great team members, Dan, Caroline, I think it was, she helped me. She said, you've got too many. And I just clicked too many things because I thought I was doing it right. Then when I went back in and watched the video, I'm like, this is what I did wrong. So that would be the only point when I'm like, okay, can I do this? But again, you get those paying clients up front. There's no going back. You can't quit on them. I would never quit on my clients. So sometimes if I think I got to quit on myself, there's no way I'm quitting on them. So they help me push through.
Awesome. How old are your kids, by the way?
My oldest is 17.
Okay.
My middle is almost 15, and my youngest is almost 12.
Okay, cool. I'm sort of thinking, I wonder if you can employ your kids on the tech stuff, get them helping.
Absolutely. That is for sure. I mean, my youngest, right, she's already got the widget set up on my phone. You use this, and this, because yes, at 11, almost 12, she does have it nailed down. That's a very good point.
I love that. You can tell them like Dan suggested, it's not coming from me, but Dan suggested maybe you could help me with that. I love that. Cool. And Liam's watching because he organizes the podcast as well as doing the how to use Passion.io. So thank you for giving him a good shout out as well. We have a question from Anna. How many people do you have on your program now?
On my program right now, for my web app is 13. So there's 13 women that are working with me right now. Cool.
Nice. So I would like to know, if you imagine that day, 6 a.m., you saw this ad on Instagram, like you didn't know what you didn't know back then, right? And there's people in that situation all the time. The majority of the world don't know about Passion or whatever, right? We're still, I would say, in the infancy of our mission. So if you bump into like you from a few months ago or whatever it was on the street, and that person was like, yeah, sort of heard about it, not really sure, a bit skeptical or whatever. If you bumped into them and you were speaking to that person right now, what would you say to them?
I would say 1,000% to just go for it. Because if you don't, nothing's going to be any different 6 months from now. So if I hadn't just taken that leap of faith and just given it my all, I would be doing the exact same thing that I was doing 2 months ago. Nothing would have changed. Nothing would be any different from a year from now. It wouldn't. I would still be loving what I do. I would still be doing my live classes twice a day. I would still have my virtual clients, and I'd still be working 15-hour days. And I wouldn't have learned what I've learned. Like I said, Dan, you've laid it out so perfectly. It's a step-by-step system. You're not just throwing us in. Yes, we have to do the work. And that's another thing. And I tell my clients, nothing worthwhile in life is easy. So you got to put the work in right now. I'm sure, like Dan, we know a little bit about your story, but if people really, really knew how many nights you were awake and thinking, okay, have I done enough for this person? And I've seen it. I see it in you. I lay awake at night. I'm planning my workout routines because I never want people to get bored. I never want them to feel lost. So I'd say to that person in the street, most likely if we were having this conversation, that they'd be feeling lost. They'd be wondering, like, am I doing the right thing? Should I maybe quit this and go work in a factory? Is this enough, right? Because it's an industry that people say is heavily saturated, but I'll tell them that you're going to help them find their niche. And when you find your niche, there's millions and millions of different niches in this world. And you don't need to have millions and millions of clients. You don't need to have that many clients to be a success.
Cool. Thank you so much. I think you could just replace me at Passion, and then I can just go on holiday forever. You're doing a fantastic job. Yeah, it's so awesome to see your progress. I'm really grateful that you've invested the time in, in speaking today, and I can see from the comments that people are just absolutely loving this as well. Leah is saying, Leah said, "Kids working for you is a tax write-off."
There you go. I love it. Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, everyone's loving the push tattoo. And Sabrina says, "I love her." Very nice.
Thank you.
Kirsten, thank you so much. If we want to follow you, if we want to keep in touch, where can we learn more?
You can learn more at Push Life Fitness. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. That's where you can find me.
Awesome. You guys heard it.
I look forward to doing the next part, Dan. So after like this, I want to go on to the freedom. So that's definitely on my next list of things to do after this challenge is over.
Please do. I have no doubt that you will crush that exactly like you've crushed this. Expert Freedom, if anyone doesn't know, it's like the next step after the Expert Unleashed challenge. It's included in, if you're on the ultimate plan, which most of you guys are. And so you just like rock on to the next thing. It shows you how to get from sort of where Kirsten is now, like, let's say 5 to 15 clients, up to 100 clients, 100 grand a year and beyond. So yeah, if you don't know, that's what Kirsten's talking about, and definitely get stuck in if you haven't done yet. And very excited to see how you get on with it, Kirsten. Please do keep in touch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today. It's been a wonderful time.
Thank you. Speak to you soon, guys. Thanks for joining.
Ciao.
Bye, Kirsten.